camera, all the gear, so yeah. Sometimes it's good, but it takes much more effort to get the video up on the old YouTube. Well, I had a chance to watch the not watch, but listen to "Let It Down" as the Beatles were rehearsing it and trying to get it together, and it was really kind of sad because George was working. He was really wanting them to accept his music, and you could just tell with the exception of Ringo, the other two were not really, John was the worst. Okay?
And they were trying to get him to rock it too when it hit that "Let It Down." Thing was
that was Paul doing that.
Yeah, the thing, Paul. But see, the thing was, George didn't have a rock and roll voice. He wasn't like a shouter, screamer kind of voice. His is more of a ballady, beautiful voice. And when you told me that, I went, oh, that only just made what I said solid. Yeah, because that's what I heard. When I said, this is rock it, kick it down right there. That was, they had been trying to get him to do that when they were contemplating doing it with the Beatles, and it didn't work.
Well, it was very difficult.
I didn't hear what you was listening to.
Well, you should listen to it. And at one point, he says, I really just want to record my songs and put them all on an album. And they're like, what? Put it on a record? Really?
Yeah, he did too.
It all comes, you hear it all. Everything that he was saying was actually true. Somebody recorded that, and you can hear. And John was making, saying things that would just it would disappoint anybody, make anyone feel less than.
Yeah.
So. But you never got to hear any of that, of course, back in those days.
No. I didn't do any research or study on the Beatles and or Rolling Stones or anybody. They were there. They were presence in the '60s, and so you didn't have to go looking. It was all over.
It was so different. Today you've got these dang phones, and you get all kinds of nonsense. You can if you have to study, it's so ridiculous. That was just not going on, okay?
No.
You never knew that he was even running those past the Beatles at the time.
No. And you know what? If you wanted to hear any kind of great music, you had to go looking for it,
Yeah, you had to go see people.
You had to go see people, dig down and find it, Go to the record stores or
You had to actually walk to get someplace.
Yeah. I used to go into... I want to say WGMM out in Millington. They had Dewey Phillips had a show, and he's the guy that broke Elvis, all right, Red Hot and Blues. Yeah. He went on and he was at WGMM in Millington, and I used to go over there and hang out, watching him spinning the records and holding the thing and scratching and to get to the right place, and then let it go at a certain time. But in the back room, they had a room probably big as a part of this house, and it was just full of 45s and albums. Just they were just lined. It looked like a great store, and all of it, and it was all in the right place, And so I used to go flipping through all of that and listening to a bunch of great music that no one ever heard or has heard since,
Right.
But he had a great sense of what was memorable, what could hold you,
Well, let me ask you: was he actually spinning records to help people? Was he getting paid to
No,
was he doing it for the love of it?
No, he was doing it for the love of it. Nobody paid him to play 48 hours in a row. That's all right now, Mama.
You sure?
Nobody paid him anything,
You sure? You sure the Colonel?
He was Sam Phillips' cousin. All the Phillips were related. Knox and Jerry were Sam's sons, right. And Dewey lived with his mother behind my grandmother's house, Big Mama King, behind her house and one door down. And so I've known Dewey Phillips since I was 11, 12 years old. You see, so No, his life didn't change because he changed Elvis's. You know, he became famous, but fame didn't give you riches, you know, if you were a DJ. You know, and that's what he was a DJ, a disc jockey. But he had a great ear for talent, you know. And that's what he used to say about me. He said, y'all need to get that boy to Nashville. Get that boy to Nashville, you know. I don't know, you know.
Did they ever get you to Nashville, honey?
Hell no, I'm glad, you know. I didn't, all of that, somebody said I needed to have voice lessons. I was already singing. Why did I need voice lessons, you know?
Well, that's what
And so my mother took me to this voice teacher or coach in Memphis. And I sang for him, and he said he doesn't need anything. We said goodbye, you know. Thank you for your time. You know. No, I've been singing forever, you know.